Let me talk to you. Yeah.
For this month's top 5, I had a couple ideas in mind. One I was going to do Wolverine, and the other one I was going to do Wonder Woman. But the reason why I didn't do Wolverine is because I cannot find that Logan and Sabretooth 2-pack. I can't find it. I have looked everywhere. I've had it ordered. It's never come in. I've had it ordered on BBTS. Not come in there. So, can't do Wolverine yet. Wonder Woman, if I do her, it's going to be all McFarlane. But I only have 3 of them. I don't have 2 more. If I had 2 more, it'd be her. But I think I'm going to save Wonder Woman for next month. But anyway, this video, let's get into looking at the top 5 Iron Man action figures. So at, of course, the number 5 spot, we have here the Marvel Legends 20th Anniversary Iron Man. I mean, this figure is not bad, but it's not that great. I mean, it's missing good amount of parts. It's the same mold as the 80th Iron Man, the AI, the stealth. It's reusing parts. From the ab section down is reuse. The arms are reuse. The torso is a new sculpt, and the head and helmet. But what you get with this one is a paper backdrop, a figure stand, of course an unhelmeted Tony Stark head, which is not a bad look. It's not bad at all. Repulsor hands and, you know, repulsor beams themselves with a little smoke effect. You're not getting much with this figure, even though they charge you a $30 premium price. But because it's mostly reused with some new sculpted parts, that's why he's at number 5. At the number 4 spot, we have a Iron Man that is a complete new sculpt. Very accurate to the source material it's from. This is from Tales of Suspense comic when Tony Stark first made his Iron Man suit, which this is the Mark I. It's a really well done sculpted figure, but what it lacks is articulation. I mean, he can kick up high and all that, but he's not meant to be acrobatic in the suit. But again, it's mostly gray plastic with some paint detail, not much. I like the helmet look, even though you don't get much with it. It's still a pleasing figure to the eye. But there's the other figures that are better than this one, and that's why it's at number 4. Number 3 is personally one of my favorite armor designs. I've read the Extremis comic. I really like the way this armor looks. It's a unique looking design to the eye, like the Mark I, but this guy lacks a good amount of articulation. There is no cut between the bottom of the ab to the waist. That's all one sculpted piece, which really that hinders articulation. You can move the torso back and move the head up so you get him in a flying pose, but there should have been movement down here at the bottom of the abs to the waist, but they didn't do that. Instead, they sculpted in one piece. Remember when they did the superhero landing pose for this Iron Man, and we all thought it was a render? We're like, oh, we can't get in that pose. People managed to get in that superhero landing pose just through a little time and effort. But again, it's still a pleasing figure to the eye, even though it is lacking accessories. Again, he's got the open hands, the fisted hands, blast effects. Well, what would really benefited him better is if he came with an unhelmeted Tony Stark head. That would have really made the figure a lot better, since we're lacking in articulation. But again, like I said, he's aesthetically pleasing to the eye, even though for his lack of articulation and the fact that he's a fair mind, that's why he's at number 3. With the whopping number 2, some of you are going to think that I'm crazy putting this guy at number 2. Y'all will think, well, you should put this one at number 1. Well, the one that's above this one is better. I'll explain why. But this one is a lot of people's definitive Iron Man action figure for a good reason. I mean, it's based off Alex Ross' design. I mean, you get a Tony Stark head, you get two different helmeted head designs. I gave him with the nose because, again, I have Stealth, I have AI Iron Man that both use the flat faceplate, so I wanted to give him one that's nose. Plus, I like accuracy. If Tony's going to wear a helmet, he'd wear this one with a nose because of his nose. But anyway, this guy came with not only those, but also repulsor hands, which was very nice, blast effects. When this guy came out, this was, again, the best Marvel Legend Hasbro released. And it still is to a degree, but we have gotten this body reused a lot of times to the point where it's like, yeah, it was great for the time, but it's kind of, getting repetitive where they reuse it. But to this day, it is still a great Iron Man figure. But the next one, number one, is tops this one. That's why it's at number 2. Finally, for the number 1 spot, we have the modular Iron Man. Now, you could put the Ursa Major Build-A-Figure Wave modular Iron Man, or you could put this one. I put this one because this is my favorite armor. I like the color of red and yellow, very mustard and ketchup. Very like cartoon inspired. And it's just a great figure. I mean, this was a deluxe set that came with the proton cannon, repulsor effects, blast effect hands, unibeam effects. Tony Stark had new sculpt. I mean, a new helmet. I mean, it's just a great figure. It's part of the Iron Man Retro line. But this is an awesome looking figure. Articulation's very nice. Again, it is a reused body mold. The only difference is the unibeam chest piece is sunk in more where you can put parts in there, unlike the Ursa Major one where it wasn't. But this is just a better bang for your buck. It should be available at Big Bad Toy Store if I'm correct. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But if you don't have this guy, you need to add it to your Iron Man collection because this is just the best one in my opinion. And that's why it's at number 1. After everything is all said and done, I'd like to know what you guys think about this list. Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you dislike the video? Comment down below your top 5. What do you rank in the Iron Man list? For me, this is my favorite Iron Man armors that I have in my collection. That's why they're all here. But I'd like to know what your list is. Like I said, leave it down in the comment section below. Be sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends, whatever you gotta do. And as I always say, guys, take care.